Right guys, lots of photographs in this one. I will try and brighten it up with the odd little random video clip, but mainly these photos are pictures of flowers or gardens from either the Louvre Art Museum or the Museé D'Orsay, which is another art museum. So enjoy. Oh, and I should have said both of those are in Paris. This is a Monet. It was painted in 1900 and it's called Le Jardin de l'Artiste à Giverny. And Giverny was where he lived for most of his life and where most of his paintings were done. Monet again, this one is called Bras de Seine, Près de Giverny. So it's the banks of the Seine River near Giverny, which is just to the northwest of Paris. Just to break it up a little, this is inside the glass pyramid which is outside of the Louvre Art Museum. Monet painted this. It's called Mule Fin de l'été and it was made in 1890. Paul Cézanne painted this in 1886 and it's called Montagne Sainte-Victoire, and the mountain itself is in Provence in the south of France. Another Monet painting, it's called Effet du Vent, which is the effect of wind, and it's from the Poplar Tree series, La Série du Poplier, and it was thought to be painted in about 1891. Another Monet, Le Mont Colsas en Norvège. Camille Pissarro, Soleil de après-midi dans la prairie de l'Orange. Pierre-Auguste Renoir, Paysage algérien, Le ravin de la femme sauvage. Another Renoir, Le Poirier d'Angleterre ou La Verge à Louvciennes. Alfred Sisley, La Seine à Suresnes. Monet, Lilas Temps Gris, or Lilacs in Grey Weather. And I think this one was painted around 1872 or 1873. Just to break it up, here is a picture of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Now, just for fun, leave a comment with the answer. Whose house was this? Which well-known character lived there? Coquelicots or Poppy Field by Claude Monet, which he painted in 1873. Now, I'm not an art lover, but even I recognised this one. It's a very famous painting. Le Pavé de Chély, painted in 1865 by Claude Monet. Or to translate that into Lancashire, it's a bloody nice woodland walk. Mademoiselle Gachet dans son jardin à Auvers-sur-Oise by Vincent van Gogh, painted in 1890. Looks a bit overgrown to me. Another Van Gogh, Roses and Anemones, painted in 1890. So, I know this isn't flowers or garden related as a painting, but you can't go to the Louvre and not bore people with your photograph of the Mona Lisa painting. Now, I've got to be honest, it was a bit of a disappointing experience really, seeing the Mona Lisa. You couldn't get anywhere near her because of all the tourists. So I was like on maximum magnification here with my camera phone. There's light reflecting on the bulletproof glass that they've got in front of her. and it was very small. I mean, and that's no fault of anyone's that it was small. That's the way it was painted. But because it's such a small painting, really, to make the most of seeing it, you want to be right in front of it. You want to get up close to it. It took me 20 minutes to get about 20 metres away from it. And I just couldn't be bothered fighting my way through the crowd to get any closer. So I didn't. So, yeah, a bit of a disappointing experience, really. But I suppose at least I can say I've seen it with my own eyes. Anyhow, let's look at some more flowers. Come on! Painted in 1887 by Vincent van Gogh. This one is Fritillaries in a Copper Vase. And I think it's beautiful. Bit of an agricultural scene now from old Vinnie van Gogh. It's the siesta after millet. I think that means someone's having a bit of a snooze after they've harvested some millet. Another Van Gogh, and this one is called Dans le Jardin de Dr. Paul Gachet, and it was painted in 1890. I tell you what, he was pretty productive in that year, wasn't he? He smashed out loads of work then. So this sculpture, apparently it's like really, really famous. It's called the Venus de Milo, and it's in the Louvre Art Museum, right? And I noticed there was all these like people with pointy little beards and wearing berets and stuff looking at it and writing notes and oohing and ahhing. And I'm thinking, it's got no arms. Can't you see? What's wrong with you? It's got no arms. Van Gogh, bit of a rural scene now. Chambres de Cordeville, or cottages in Cordeville. Painted in 1890 again. Did he not sleep in 1890 or something? I was actually very taken with Van Gogh's paintings of flowers and gardens. So in homage to the big man, here is his self-portrait. So when I was in Paris, right, it wasn't all just, you know, walking around art galleries looking at paintings of flowers or walking around the gorgeous gardens that were all over the place in Paris. I also got dragged around an awful lot of women's clothes shops. And I saw this sign in one of these women's clothes shops while my eldest daughter Olivia was trying to decide which of the two almost identical pieces of clothing she was going to choose. Oh, why did he do that? This one is by Paul Gauguin. I hope I'm saying his last name right. And it's called Les Lavendières à Pont-Aven. Monet painted this between 1916 and 1919, and it's called Les Nymphes Bleues, or the Blue Water Lilies. So for the last couple of decades of his life, Monet only painted things that were in his garden at Giverny. One of those things that he was painting, other than his very famous water lilies, was the Japanese bridge. And I saw about, was it 3 or 4 different paintings that he'd done of his Japanese bridge. This particular one was painted in 1918, and what he tried to do was capture it in all the different seasons. Same bridge, the Japanese bridge, again painted by Monet, also in 1918, but this one is at a different time of year. Sol pleure et bassin aux nymphes by Monet, and he painted this from 1916 and it took him till 1919. Yet another Monet. If you ever come to Paris, it's literally raining Monets. If you like gardens, they're well worth a look. The way he interprets garden scenes. Another Monet, and it's called Le Sol pleure, and he painted this between 1920 and 1922. And I've got to be honest, I don't get this one. I think he's having a bit of a laugh. Another painting by Monet of his Japanese bridge, and he painted this between 1918 and 1924. This is part of the Arc de Triomphe, and this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at those paintings of flowers and gardens by some of the great masters just as much as I enjoyed looking at the actual paintings in real life. Thanks, guys.